Hey, hey! You know what time it is? Fantasy Podcast! Get hyped! Let's go! Woo! Dude, I have been walking on air these past couple weeks. Winner of the Fantasy League? Me? Dude, let me tell you, it feels unbelievable. I know you haven't won before, so I'll tell you how I feel. But hey, dude, I have reached the pinnacle. You know, this is what man was meant to feel like. Dude, I can't imagine this getting any better. I must be dreaming. Dude, Luke, pinch me. I gotta be dreaming. Please, just wake me up. I mean, this is all surreal, you know? Welcome back to the Couch Football Podcast. Ryan Greiner and Luke Sauder are here, which is probably going to be our final video podcast of the season.
At least.
At least? Yeah, we'll see, but probably. So yeah, it's been a good year. You know, we've had fun, joked around, you know, called some people out, but here we're gonna give you the stats on who we think are gonna win the NFL honors coming up this weekend. So, defensive, offensive,
MVP,
all that jazz. But before that, you got any news? Anything to talk about?
Whatever you got.
Okay. Not a lot has been happening out there.
Well, hang on, let's clarify. There was a massive trade that happened between the Rams and the Lions, but we are going to be discussing that on the other podcast. Just to clarify that. Other than that, though, there hasn't been that much news.
So, Deshaun Watson for the Texans has requested a trade, but they would be irresponsible to trade him since he threw the most this past year in terms of passing yards. So, debatably, he's a top 5 QB in the NFL right now. So, he probably will stay there in Houston. Aaron Rodgers, not happy with the Packers, might restructure his deal, or might be traded. The GM said that he does not want to trade Rodgers, so, I mean, why would you want to trade the MVP? But if you're not happy in your current situation, I don't know.
I don't think he'll be traded.
He shouldn't be, but, I mean, if you're unhappy and you want out, so sometimes you find a way to get out.
Maybe. So, ask Le'Veon Bell about that.
Yeah. You mean Super Bowl running back Le'Veon Bell?
You mean Super Bowl running back that didn't play in the championship game?
Well, I mean, yeah. He's there.
Both him and Antonio Brown are both playing in the Super Bowl despite not playing in the championship games.
I mean, they might get a ring, so.
Yeah. Okay. They should be good to go for the Super Bowl. Obviously, Super Bowl is this weekend, as well as the NFL honors.
Yeah. Party at my house if, you guys want to come on out. Just the people that know us. If anybody weird is watching this video, who did you tell about this? Anywho, you're all welcome to come. Anywho, shall we get right into the honors then?
Alright, yes we can.
So basically, these are just awards given to players, coaches, throughout the year, depending on what they did and how much they did and if they were the best at what they did. So there's, I don't know, like 20-some awards?
There's quite a few. I don't know the actual number. But
yeah, we're only going to cover a few of them.
The major ones, the MVP, Offensive Player of the Year, stuff like that.
Yep. So we're going to probably give front runners for who's going to get it, and maybe we'll delve into who we think should get it, which that person might be far off of getting it, or they might be there in the running. Who knows? So, okay. First one.
All right. We're going to jump into MVP first. It is the most prestigious of these awards, so we're going to start off with it. That way people can watch it and then quit watching this video because that's the only one that matters.
It really is.
Makes sense. We put in all this hard work. No, but for MVP, you've got nominees are Aaron Rodgers, Josh Allen for the Bills, obviously, Patrick Mahomes for the Chiefs. Most likely it is going to go to Aaron Rodgers, and for me, I think that it should go to Aaron Rodgers, which pains me to say because I am a Bears fan. But he had the best season out of any of the quarterbacks, so that's kind of how it goes.
Yeah, most passing TDs, I believe.
Yeah, 48 passing touchdowns, only 5 interceptions, 121.5 passer rating, 70% completion percentage. It's just a great season. I mean, not playing the Super Bowl. Sorry, Brett. Haven't been able to say that in a while.
Does Caleb still have the graphic for that?
I hope so. But yeah, I mean, he had a great season. Degree of difficulty, I don't think was super high. The Packers had a relatively easy schedule. I don't have it in front of me what it was.
They
But
played the Bears twice.
they do play the Bears twice. I mean, Bears technically made the playoffs because the NFL added a playoff team per conference. But yeah, he is my runaway MVP for this one. I don't really think it's that close, but Ryan, what's your opinion on it?
I want it to be close. Oh, man. Rodgers is the clear choice. The most TDs, only 5 interceptions on the year. Like, for passing touchdowns, he threw 48. Tom Brady was next. Well, he was tied for second with 40. So, Aaron Rodgers threw 2 games worth of TDs more than the next guy. And passing yards, and, he was a complete package. So, Rodgers, MVP. I really want it to be Josh Allen, just because he has come a long way, and he is basically the offense there in Buffalo.
Hey, remember episode 2 of this podcast?
What?
When I said Josh Allen's going to have a breakout year? Talking about top 5 fantasy quarterbacks?
I forgot that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Josh Allen, if they were doing team-specific MVP, Josh Allen would totally get it.
No, I agree. I think Allen, they added Stephon Diggs, but he also doubled Stephon Diggs' receptions this year. And I think Allen did more with less because Green Bay's got a very solid running game, and the Bills pretty much have no running game. So I liked Allen a lot, but I think Rodgers, stat-wise, he's going to take it.
They need to get a running back next year.
They really do.
Maybe they'll pick up Aaron Jones.
That would be funny.
Imagine?
That would be fun to watch. They might have to fix up their offensive line a little bit too.
Okay, so MVP probably going to Rodgers. What's the next category we're going to?
So next category is Offensive Player of the Year, and we kind of set a rule before we started shooting this, and it's kind of an unwritten rule that the NFL follows most years, where the Offensive Player of the Year is not going to go to a quarterback. It is pretty much the non-quarterback MVP award.
Yep, I remember that.
Yeah. And this one, I think, is kind of open to... It could go to quite a few people, in my opinion. In terms of nominees, Dalvin Cook for the Vikings, Derrick Henry for the Titans. Travis Kelce, tight end, is up for this one.
TK.
Stephon Diggs is up for this one. Arguably, Alvin Kamara could be up on it.
Kamara was so good.
Yeah.
Him, and then Metcalf, even Tyreek Hill. It was not one of the top ones I saw there, but, I mean, they all had phenomenal seasons.
Right. Yeah, it could go to quite a few people. For me, personally, I have this one going to Derrick Henry, Titans running back. We're talking about leading the league in rushing yards 2 years in a row. He ran for 2,000 yards this year, an accomplishment not done by many. And he was just a beast. 17 touchdowns on the ground. 5.4 yards per carry is what he was averaging. I just think in terms of someone that's he pretty much carries their offense. He is their offense pretty much. I just think his degree of difficulty and everything else around him just makes him take this award. Ryan, what do you got for this one?
I really wanted to say Dalvin Cook. And
It's valid.
it's right. I mean, I feel he was basically the offense. Well, at least the running game. I mean, Madison went in. He didn't do anything. They needed Dalvin Cook in there to win. And of everyone there, Dalvin Cook. I was going to say Stephon Diggs. He had the most receiving yards and most receptions of any receiver this year. But Cole Beasley and John Brown for the Bills really could step up if they needed to. So I'm going to say Dalvin Cook because he was basically the offense, second behind Derrick Henry in rushing. One less TD than him on the ground. I think it was 16. Yeah, I don't have it right here, right now. But yeah, Dalvin Cook, when he's healthy, he always seems to get injured. But even with the injuries, he still put up a decent season, enough for a second.
He only missed one game, so pretty good for his track record.
Wow.
16 touchdowns on the ground, by the way.
Cool. So, yeah, I'm gonna go with Cook. I really did want Diggs, though. We'll move on.
Just because he had him in fantasy.
Next category.
Next category will be Offensive Rookie of the Year. And this is one where I think I will most likely disagree with who the NFL picks. I think the NFL is probably going to go with Justin Herbert, quarterback for the Chargers. And I loved Justin Herbert this last year. I really liked him coming out of college because his stats in college were very consistent. I think he was overlooked. But in terms of Rookie of the Year, Justin Jefferson broke a ton of rookie receiving records. He might have had arguably the best rookie year for any receiver ever. It was just he just balled out. 1,400 receiving yards, 88 receptions, 7 touchdowns. He played every game.
For receiving yards, it's number 4th.
Yeah.
So, pretty good.
Yeah, like I said, arguably the best rookie receiver season ever. So I'm going with him for Rookie of the Year. I fully expect the NFL to give it to Justin Herbert, but it's hard for receivers to win awards. So that's what I'll say. Receiver has never won MVP, but one did just win the Heisman. So
yeah, that's true. Maybe he'll come in and win Offensive Rookie of the Year next year.
Maybe. Got a lot of hype around him.
Yeah, it's not gonna be Lawrence. I mean.
All right, we go to you for Offensive Rookie of the Year.
It would have been Joe Burrow before he went down because the guy was on a freaking tear. But yeah, mine is going to be Justin Jefferson as well for the reasons Luke has already stated. Justin Herbert, Air Bear, was a great QB, but Justin Jefferson was just a phenomenal standout at his position. So you had Joe Burrow at QB, and you had Tua was there, but he really didn't do too much. So, yeah.
Yeah. CeeDee Lamb could also fall into this category.
Yeah. Lamb was good. Ayuk, if he would have been
Ayuk.
Well, I mean, he played the whole season. It's just he wasn't targeted really until a couple games into the season.
Probably the best receiver draft class of the last 10 years, I would say.
Oh, it was insane.
It was a very good receiver draft class, and it shows. Okay, Defensive Rookie of the Year. This one, actually not Rookie of the Year. Defensive Player of the Year is the one we jumped to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So I am going with TJ Watt for Defensive Player of the Year. I think it's pretty close between him and Aaron Donald, but TJ Watt played on the Steelers' best defense in the league, arguably. They had a very good year. And then Bud Dupree went down, so TJ Watt was still he got all of the double teams, and he still managed to produce. So he walked away with 15 sacks, 53 tackles as an edge rusher. That's not too bad. And he got an interception out of it, too. But yeah, 15 sacks, that's the main reason he wins this one. Led the league in sacks. 26 years old. I have him as the second Watt brother to get Defensive Player of the Year in the last decade. Wait, did JJ win it in the last decade?
Well, we know it's going to be... Yeah.
Okay, so we go to you.
It's going to be one of the Watts or one of the Boses usually. So smart money is on TJ Watt again. But Xavier Howard for the Dolphins. Most interceptions of anyone this year. 10 interceptions, and I think the next one was 9, so nudged him out a little bit. But Xavier Howard deserves a shout-out for what he did. So.
Yeah, that Dolphins defense, or the Dolphins secondary, is scary because they have Byron Jones, too, back there, who is arguably their best corner. I know he doesn't get the picks, but he also doesn't get the targets because no one wants to target him. So, yeah, it's a good shout-out to give Howard one. Okay, Defensive Rookie of the Year. This one is, I feel like it's a runaway, but I feel like the player that I'm about to mention he's statistically not a tremendous year, but I think it just shows potential of what he can be. And obviously he was drafted very high. I am going with Chase Young for the Washington football team. 7.5 sacks, pretty solid, not phenomenal, not anything to write home about. And he did get a fumble recovery touchdown. How many tackles? 44 combined tackles. Like I said, not like a super impressive stat line, but I think he was just like when you have to watch the games, you have to do the eye test with him, and he just went off, and he destroyed offensive lines. He was a great run stopper. I think he shows potential of what he can be, which is a great defensive player in the NFL. So that's why I'm going with it.
All right. My Defensive Rookie of the Year is DK Metcalf for running down Budda Baker.
Not a rookie? Not a defensive player.
Well, I mean, it's kind of the first year playing defense, so you know. But,
you know what? We're going to add a category. Play of the Year. There you go, DK.
Okay.
I think that's actually a category in the actual show.
I hope Metcalf wins it for that, because that was an epic chase down.
It's going to be the Hopkins, Kyler Murray, Hail Mary if it is a actual category. But yeah. All right, Defensive Rookie of the Year for you.
Yeah. Same old. Chase Young. He's a beast on the line. Plus, the whole Washington football team defensive line is going to be solid, and you got Alex Smith now on the other side of the ball. So
Alex Smith, who may or may not get a mention later on this video.
Yeah, he probably won't. But yeah, I don't have much more on Young. He did phenomenal this season.
Okay. Really wasn't that great a year for rookie defensive players, actually. Not a ton of noteworthy players, but oh well, it was a weird year. There was 2 tight ends worth having in fantasy, so weird year. Okay, we go to Coach of the Year. This one, who won that one last year? Coach of the Year?
Wasn't it the Ravens? Harbaugh?
I think
John Harbaugh?
that probably is correct. John Harbaugh.
Wait, is it John?
Yep, John Harbaugh.
I was getting confused.
Nah, Jim is in Michigan. John Harbaugh won it last year. This year, I am going with Sean McDermott, the Buffalo Bills head coach. I think he did more with less than anyone else. And yes, Josh Allen stepped up, and Josh Allen played lights out and pretty much carried his team. But who coached Josh Allen? Sean McDermott. So, and honestly, they've been trending up ever since they hired him. His first year as a head coach, 9-7. Then little bit of a drop. They went 6-10, and then 2019 last year they went 10-6. They got to the playoffs, and now 13-3. They got the 2nd seed and they made it to the AFC Championship. So he is my Coach of the Year candidate.
Okay, cool. Moving on. We both know that I don't do coaches. It's just not something that I look at.
That's what she said.
Yeah, well, you gotta have rules. But it's not something I look too in-depth on. So I will say I'm impressed with Brian Flores, the Dolphins head coach, although he benched Fitzmagic mid-season for Tua, which Tua didn't turn out exactly how everyone thought. But hey, So shout out to Flores, shout out to McVay, even though the Rams lost. They did what they could with what they had. So.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so next final category for us is Comeback Player of the Year. Drum roll, please. I have it going to Alex Smith, Washington football team quarterback.
Oh, surprise.
So, Comeback Player of the Year, usually someone that comes back from an injury or a down year and just balls out. Could have been Ben Roethlisberger, too, who also came back from an injury.
Just give him mine.
But the reason I have Alex Smith winning is because the degree of difficulty of coming back from an injury like that, a career-threatening leg injury in which he had 17 surgeries, the fact that he stepped back on a field, I think, is what wins him this category. Also, 5-1 as a starter for a Washington football team. You only lost one game. Stat line: 6 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. It's not like it's just tremendous, but once again, it's the fact that the degree of difficulty of coming back from that injury, the fact that he did come back after missing an entire year, and they still went 5-1 with him. That's why I have him winning this one. Could go to Roethlisberger too. This is one of the ones where I actually don't know who it will go to. Okay.
Cool.
It's your pick now. There we go.
You know, I was just waiting for you to throw it over to me, but it is what it is. Truthfully, I don't have anyone for a Comeback Player of the Year.
Okay.
No, there are some noteworthy guys, like Cam Newton, big candidate for Comeback Player of the Year.
No, he's not.
Ooh. What about Christian McCaffrey? He's a good Comeback Player of the Year.
He will be next year.
Drew Brees.
Ooh, are we already doing 2021 predictions for Comeback Player of the Year? Saquon Barkley, Christian McCaffrey, top 2 candidates right there.
I mean, you could even say Tom Brady.
How is he coming back?
I mean, the Patriots didn't make it to Super Bowl last year.
This year is what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, next year he's gonna win after throwing 40 touchdowns. That was a down year.
Yeah.
No, he honestly could be thrown into the mix. 24 touchdowns last year and 12 interceptions, I think, and now 40 touchdowns. I don't think he'll win it, but he could be thrown into the mix. So
yeah,
it's a good thought.
So my Comeback Player of the Year, Stephon Diggs. Let's go. Okay, I'll be honest, this is a little weak, but he went from top 20 to potentially the top receiver in the NFL. So I mean,
okay.
Say what you will, but
makes some sense, but he didn't get injured, so I feel like it's always an injured player that wins Comeback Player of the Year.
We'll see.
All right, well, you want to put money down on it?
No. No, I do not.
All right. Well, that's going to pretty much sum up the NFL honors, or our predictions for it. Mm-hmm. So you can go ahead and play us out. Ooh, Caleb should do that thing where they play music, and then it looks like we're having a conversation, but we're actually not saying anything at all.
Oh, that would be really, really cool. Because then they wouldn't hear that, I was telling you that it was a great pick. This year.
I'm going to punch you in the face. Right in the kiss.
So yes, tis goodbye, at least for a little bit. I don't know. We might do a podcast right after the NFL draft.
Perhaps. I think that's probably the most likely scenario. Is we'll do an episode, maybe an audio or something after the draft or before the draft. Do mock draft, something like that. So yeah, that'll do it.
Okay. Cool.
All right. Thanks for joining us for the 2020 season.
See you guys.